Stephanie. I am a certified herpetologist and reptile keeper. You are watching New Light Reptiles. Today I have a very fun and exciting video for you all. We just hit 350 subscribers, so thank you all of you who have watched and supported and subscribed to my channel. I am so grateful. I can't believe we hit this number. But with that being said, I thought it would be a great opportunity to do a reptile room tour with all of you so you can get to know me a little bit better and see all the different species that I keep. If you are new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We do a lot of different reptile topics and I love to share my information with you guys. We do a lot of educational stuff and share information that will help you to improve as a reptile keeper. And of course, if you don't keep reptiles, hopefully it'll just be some fun stuff for you to check out. Okay, with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. I should warn you, I do keep some mammals as well, so you'll probably see them in this video. In fact, a couple of them are sitting around right now, so they may make an appearance, and if they disrupt, I'm sorry, that's what they do. All right, so I thought we could go ahead and get started with this wall over here. As you can see, we've got a lot of reptiles in here and a lot of plants. Over here, I've just got some reptile books. On this wall, I've got a bunch of different artwork and my certifications. And then right here is my White's tree frog enclosure. You guys may have seen the video of when I custom built this and put it together. It does have a spray foam background and it is completely bioactive, live plants. And in fact, here's one of my White's tree frogs right here. This is Salad, sleeping in her little froggy dish. There are 3 in here. Another one is back here. That's Popsicle. And Matcha, my third one, is always hiding. She is super hard to find. She's a lot more timid, and I really only see her come out at night. I honestly don't even know where she hides. But I do have a little heat bulb up here and UVB for these guys. They do have 2 soaking dishes, but I really love how this one turned out. I love the live plants and the Monstera plant that is thriving in this enclosure. I've also installed a misting system. I live in Colorado. Super hard to keep the humidity up, so a misting system for these guys is absolutely a must. All right, moving on to this wall over here. I really love these shelves that we have been using to put all my enclosures on. It's just a industrial shelf from Home Depot, but each shelf holds, I believe it's 500 pounds. So it's really, really great for enclosures to sit on. Okay, down here on the bottom, we have a 4x2x2 enclosure that I also got on Amazon. And this is where my little girl Ozzy lives. She is my rescue blue-tongued skink. I was told she is about 3 years old, but it's really hard to say. There's not a lot known about her. She came to me very poorly taken care of. Her nails were really, really overgrown and her digits, or I guess fingers or whatever you might call them, are permanently curled under and damaged because she was kept in such poor conditions. So she was pretty aggressive when I first got her. She still will hiss at me from time to time, but we have come a long way and she's super sweet for the most part now. She's really sleepy right now, but that's my sweet girl, Ozzy. I have this also set up bioactive. I do add some fake plants to my enclosures as well because most of my reptiles are just so hard on them. But the best plants I would say that I have the most luck with in my bioactive enclosures are snake plants. I always recommend those. I also use a lot of stone and logs or branches that I find outside and disinfect. I think it looks beautiful, and of course it is money saving as well. Love you, Ozzy. Ozzy does have a T5 UVB as well as a halogen bulb and a deep heat projector. That works perfectly for her, keeps her heat right where it needs to be. Another thing I like to do that you'll notice on all my enclosures is I use a dry erase marker just to mark when the UVB bulbs were last changed. And for my snakes, I also write when they last ate. All right, moving on next to Ozzy is where my baby African bullfrog, also known as pixie frogs, live. He is still a baby, so he is in this tiny enclosure right now. And at the moment, he's completely burrowed, so I'm not going to get him out. I will post a picture of him so you can see how stinking adorable he is. His name is Gravy. He lives in here. He loves to eat. He lives to eat. But we are not going to disrupt him right now. Okay, moving on. In this 4x2x2 enclosure is where my Pearl Island boa lives. Pearl Island boas are dwarf species, so they are a lot like the hog island. However, they're a little bit more slender and they rarely like to sit still. His name is Echo. He will probably max out at about 4 to 5 feet. But eventually I would like to upgrade him into a larger enclosure, but he's still pretty small at the moment. He is also in a bioactive setup, and I know exactly where he is. He happened to burrow himself down in the dirt under his warm hide over here. Let's see if I can get him out for you guys. He's probably gonna be mad at me. There he is. This is Echo. I'm going to turn the camera off and get a better shot for you guys. All right, this is Echo. He is absolutely beautiful. He's a super rare species of boa as well. So when I found him, I was super excited. As you can see, he does not like to sit still. He is a very, very active guy. They're known to be a little bit more spicy as well. However, he's never struck at me or bit me ever. He's genuinely just the sweetest snake. And now would actually be a good time for me to show you this tree branch that we installed in my reptile room. It is giant. And this is just for Echo. So Pearl Islands really, really love to climb. I'm gonna go ahead and put him on there for you guys. As you can see, he is a super skilled climber. He was absolutely made for this. I love watching him do it. Sometimes he makes me a little nervous, but he never does this unsupervised. I'm always in the room for him to do this, but I feel like it's really important enrichment for him. And there he goes. He is off on his branch, doing what Echo does best. All right, next up over here, we have my very first snake ever. I was terrified of snakes for a really long time until I met this guy. His name is Zeppelin. He is a piebald ball python. He's definitely in his little rock hide here. This is his favorite place to be. We're gonna wake him up and disturb him right now. There is Zeppelin. He is just the cutest boy. He's like, why are you bothering me right now? I love these rock hides because you can put moss in them and spray them down and it keeps your ball python humid. They need very high humidity. So this has been a lifesaver for me, especially being in Colorado where it is super dry all the time. I really struggle with humidity. But he is also set up in a bioactive enclosure with lots of clutter and logs to climb on, live plants. We do have some fake plants as well. He has his UVB and his heat bulb, and he is in a 4x2x2 enclosure as well. Down here in this little enclosure is where my corn snake Hendrix lives. He will eventually be upgraded into a 4x2x2, but he is still super small. I'll get him out here and you'll see for yourself. He's about 2 years old and he is still pretty tiny. He eats great, but I think he's just a smaller snake and maybe growing just a little bit slower, but that's okay. He's also set up in a bioactive as well. Lots of clutter, lots of hides. So this is Mr. Hendrix, my little tiny corn snake. And as corn snakes usually are, he is very quick, likes to move a lot, and just simply cannot sit still. They're very, very curious, which is something I really love about them. And also, that is the cutest, derpiest face in the entire world. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and head over to this final shelf over here where I have my bearded dragons, my crested gecko, and my ball python Maynard. On the bottom here is where Clementine lives. She's in a 4x2x2. She was a rescue. I found her on Craigslist living in horrible conditions. She was in like a small aquarium tank with no substrate on the bottom, no UVB, one small little heat lamp, and literally no enrichment at all. I think she had like one like fish tank aquarium decoration. It was absolutely heartbreaking, so I absolutely had to bring her home. Sorry for that loud noise. There's some sand stuck in there that I need to get out. But here's Miss Clem. She's beautiful and doing so well now. She just came out of brumation. She's doing awesome. I have their enclosures also set up bioactively. They are extremely hard on the live plants, so we have literally one snake plant in here and the rest are fake. I'm a huge advocate of loose substrate for bearded dragons. I feel like they really need that. And they also need climbing enrichment as well. So I found all these branches just outside and disinfected them myself. And she clearly absolutely loves them. As far as lighting goes, she does have a basking bulb, a halogen, and she has a T5 UVB linear that stretches across the top of her enclosure. It's Arcadia, and she has LED as well. Next to Clem is just a basket where like all my supplements live and feeding tongs, that kind of junk. And then in this tub, I do breed my own dubio roaches, and they are in here. Dubias are very nutritious, especially when they're gut loaded and raised at home like this. So I have my own colony going. As you can see, there's a bunch of them right there. And we are gut loading with some carrots and mustard greens right now and some Better Bug gut loading diet. If you have insect eating reptiles, I can't tell you how easy and important this is to do. I highly, highly recommend getting your own dubia roach colony going. All right, next up on this second shelf, we have my 9-year-old crested gecko who is due for an upgrade. She is in a 24 by 18 enclosure. So we need to get her upgraded next for sure. But she is also set up bioactively. She was a rescue, and she is back there. Her name is Dorito. She likes to sleep upside down like a bat. Oh my gosh, it'd be hard to see her, but her face is right there. You can kind of see her eye under that branch right there. I'll see if I can get her out. All right, here's Miss Dorito. She's such a sweet little girl. She's a lot older, and she did drop her tail before I got her. I'm gonna go ahead and let her back in there because she's not happy to be out right now. But I absolutely adore her. She's super crazy at night. It's super fun to come in here and spy on her when it's dark in the reptile room. All right, next up over here is my bearded dragon, Lili. Lili was formerly known as Lyle, but then we found out Lyle is actually a female, so we're just going with Lili now. But also similar setup to Clementine, exact same enclosure, 4x2x2, bioactive, combo of fake and live plants. Hi, Lili. Hi there, you're looking so beautiful today. And she really, really loves to be high up on her branches. Like I mentioned before, I really think it's important that they have a little bit of climbing opportunity because mine both love to be up high on their branches. Lili has some hides in here and loose substrate, this cool looking crystal. And then for lighting, we also have an LED bar, a T5 UVB that stretches across, and her basking bulb as well. Okay, up top, we have my dubia enclosure 4x2x2. I love this one. Just recently got it, and this is where my ball python Maynard lives. He was also a rescue. He was found in a trash bag covered in burns and super duper skinny and starving. Not sure how old he is since he was a rescue and found in the trash. But he is an absolute angel. I love him so much. Don't tell the others, but he is definitely my favorite. I could not live without this snake. All right, so this is Maynard. You may have seen him in my ball python video. He's just a beautiful wild type, normal ball python. If you think about getting a ball python, I highly, highly recommend adopting. There's so many of them in rescues. But yeah, I absolutely love this snake so much. Never underestimate a rescue, because they oftentimes make the absolute best pets. All right, guys, well, that concludes my reptile room tour for today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you liked this video, hit the like button. I'm new here, so any little bit helps. Also hit that subscribe button too if you haven't already. In the comments below, let me know what your favorite species was that you saw today. And if you keep reptiles, I'd love to hear what species you keep as well. Until next time, have a great day.